Morning, guys. If you're in Australia, very good evening. If you're in Europe, and I don't know what the time is if you're in the States, early arvo. Thanks for tuning in. Another episode of The Detour. We've only got 2 to go of this year's Tour of Spain, and we're joined, as always, by the man on the ground, John Iffy Trevorrow. Iffy, your first for Welter. How have you enjoyed it, mate?
Oh, it's been sensational, actually. I've absolutely loved it. It's an amazing event. It's a bit more laid back than the others, but the racing's been amazing. It's been pretty warm most days, so been in the shorts all the time. So I've got a bit of a suntan up. But look, just loved it. The locals are friendly. They look after you really well. You know, like we've got the people in the media area. When she can see me stretching over, she comes and grabs the mic off me and walks up and holds it for me. I mean,
I was wondering how your audio's been getting a bit better.
Yeah, all of that. But look, it's been fantastic. It's been great to be, watch something special for Belgium with Remco. Sealing the deal today, and there he is, very emotional, and his parents were there, so we caught up. Actually, Christoph spoke to both of them, which I think we've got
the grabs there coming up.
The grabs, and
I stole the Remco post-race interview as well.
No, that was done for me. That's fine.
No. There's an interview that they did, the official interview with Remco after the race.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I grabbed that as well. I stole
it. You steal as much as you can. Look, it's been great. It's been a wonderful journey, with all the Aussies and, with our connection with Bike Exchange. But it's been really special with Plappy. Luke Plapp's given us his Plapp report every day. He stuffed up today. The only day he hasn't picked Carapaz and he won. But it's been...
Well, actually, we've got live pictures now, Johnny, that Plappy sent through. They're up and about.
Yeah, sensational. Richard Carapaz. And I got to tell you, that was a ride and a half today. The three of them were up the road towards the end of the climb, because the climb finished and it was 6K of flat. And they were almost caught. And it was just one of those great efforts. And it was Carapaz, little Louis Menchis, South African, was up there, Higuito. But they were almost caught, and then Carapaz just went again. He is such a gutsy character. And I wish he'd speak a bit more English. We could interview him, but it was all in Spanish. But, he's won 3 stages now, so fantastic effort. And great for Ineos. They might have, they've had some bad luck, so it couldn't be right up there in the GC. But, that was 3 stages. That's pretty amazing.
Well, there's the stage results, and you predicted Jai Hindley would win the stage. Oh, he was one of your top picks, and he was right up there, Johnny.
Yeah, he was up there. He did a good ride. I know that Luke actually picked Evenepoel. He just thought he'd careen them up the hill, but I think he was just happy to just sit in and lap it all up. But a very good ride from Jai. Very impressed with the 3rd place there, won Ayuso. I mean, 19 years of age, riding in his first Grand Tour as a 3rd in the stage, the 3rd overall. So it's pretty amazing. But the story of the day, there's only one story of the day. Remco Evenepoel. He has moved into the next league. I mean, that a 2-minute win over Mass. They threw everything at him today, but they just didn't have it. But what's interesting is it's nearly 50 years. I think it's 48 years or something like that since a Belgian has won a Grand Tour. I mean, that's insane. Staggering. When you think of all the great champions have had over the years, how bloody Flappy's he's watching, which is great. We got him at the finish, and he has been buckled for a few days, but he was really buckled today. But it was a massive day too, one of the toughest days, and he's got through. So I'm sure he's enjoying himself.
Late start tomorrow, Plappy, so you can.
He can kick on. He can kick on. He can kick on, and it's couple of
Strellas.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah,
and I'm sure I'll have one with him at some stage tomorrow evening as well. But I'm looking forward to that. But he's been a breath of fresh air to catch every day. It's funny. Other journos next to me have been saying, "Oh, he's always happy and friendly, isn't he?" I said, "Well, most of the time, yeah." No, it's been good. Been good.
All right. Well, there's a lot of interviews to get through. Here's the first batch of interviews you had with riders before the start of stage 20.
It's my first Vuelta, so I didn't know what to sort of expect. I always looked at it as like a bloody hard, hot race, and one that I hadn't sort of been interested in doing because I'd always done the Tour. But yeah, coming here, it's solid. Yeah, it's as hard as all the other Grand Tours. There's elements that are harder because of the heat. And the racing's been full gas. There's only 130 guys left in the bunch, so obviously with COVID, but it obviously tells a story as well. So yeah, it's been hard. I'm looking forward to finishing today and going to Madrid. But yeah, I mean, we had a bit of ups and downs, and but we came out with a stage win, and we get through get Caden through today, and hopefully we can have a good one tomorrow.
So what's the plan in recovery for Wollongong?
Got a few days at home in Girona and Andorra, just easy 4 or 5 days, and then I fly to Perth for 3 days, see my family, which would be lovely, and then flying to Sydney on Monday, and I'll do the team's time trial on the Wednesday, and then road race on the Sunday. So you really don't have to do anything, Iffy. It's just look after yourself. Don't drink too many beers. Ride your bike a little bit. You'll be ready to go. I mean, the amount of load in your legs is so great. You know, you can really surprise yourself after these Grand Tours. If you just look after yourself, you can really bounce back well.
I've found this is my first World, and I've found it to be a fantastic race, but also a very intense bike race. It's been on every day, and with the heat, one of the toughest you could do.
Yeah, it's also changed over the years as well. It used to be a lot more relaxed. It used to be a Grand Tour that people used for form to come into World Championships, but now everyone's decided to go all in for it, which is also nice for the race, but not always the nicest to race for people who are trying to do the job for a leader or just survive some days. So look, it is probably still the most relaxed Grand Tour in all senses and the most fun.
Now today is not very relaxing. You just at Cat 1 virtually right after the start, and then it's up and down all day. Maybe even the toughest day of the Vuelta.
Yeah, and they decided to just put us 6k false flat after the last climb as well. So we could have finished at 6k earlier. That would have been nice, but it is what it is, I think. This and Sierra Nevada, obviously the two hardest stages on paper, but there's been plenty of days where I've been on the limit and it shouldn't have been that as hard as what it was. So let's hope it's not one of those days today for me.
So what's the plan of attack for Jumbo today?
Breakaway, and if not, survive. That's it, basically.
Now, I know you can't really comment much on this, but it's been a bit awkward with what's been going on between Bahrain and Jumbo in the press.
Yeah, obviously everyone's got their opinions, and it is what it is. Look, I can't see the video, as in like there's no overhead, you can't see anything, so I can't really comment. The only people that really can comment are Fred and Primoz. So it's a tale of two stories, really, isn't it?
What do you make about everything in the Jumbo-Visma statement, Primoz?
Yeah, it was hard. I think the team did really well. You know, I was immediately after the stage sort of pretty happy and kind of emotional about being so close to winning again, and then the team were quite quickly to get me back on the bus and be like, look, Jumbo-Visma made this statement, and yeah, my initial reaction was pretty disappointed, and I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair to call me out in the way they've done 3 days after the incident itself, and I still don't think I've done anything wrong. I mean, I can't be asked to look at the I think there's been so many people looking at the footage and studying it, and it's just it's a shame. It's a shame.
We're all scratching our heads and wondering what angle they have on that footage, because we still can't quite understand where they can see that you're to blame. It just seems like a sprint type finish, and sometimes you bump around. What's your take?
I don't know either, to be honest. I don't know where I held my line. I was on the right side, so I don't know. And to be honest, yeah, it's a strange one, but I mean, yeah, I still hope that, of course, I hope Roglic is all right. Like I said it when I tweeted about it. Like I didn't want him. No one wants him out of the race like that. Like he was, you know, today could have been the day where he won the World.
Fred, you said straight afterwards you would kind of try and reach out to him. I was just wondering whether you did, whether you could, and whether he's a guy you have contact with generally.
Look, I sent him a message, but I haven't actually had a chance to properly speak to him. But I think it'd be good because, you don't know with these things, like with what position he's in, and yeah, I hope he's all right.
It's great interviews there, Iffy. I feel sorry for obviously Primoz and Fred, and as he said, like there's no point 3 days after the incident to make a statement and point fingers at because it doesn't resolve anything. And in cycling, there's always going to be crashes and incidents and whatever. And there's no malice intent. It's different if he, as he said, if he crossed off his line and did something vicious where it was black and white, where people go, far out, mate, that was just bloody reckless. But in this case, it's like, come on, mate. It's just an unfortunate incident, and no one wants to see that. And as he said, he could have been challenging for the Vuelta, but bloody move on. It's happened.
One of the awkward parts is that no one has seen the vision that actually of them hitting. So that's made it a little bit,
Tale of two stories, as Roland said.
Tale of two stories. And look, and it's dead right. It's only two people who know. One was coming back, and there's no doubt that Fred Wright hasn't moved. Primoz has come over, but he's coming up, and evidently he's hooked his handlebars. That's from what I can gather. That's it. No intent, no malice.
There's always been a problem with GC guys in the washing machine on sprint stages, John. We know that.
Well,
another one.
There are 5 guys there.
Lucas Plapp, he's on the blow again. He said he found his own beers tonight, mate. If he didn't provide one post stage at all, he had 20 chances, mate. Plappy could not have. He mentioned that numerous times. He wanted a beer at the finish line. All you had to do was organise a cold one, and you let him down.
Well,
disgraceful.
I'll do it tomorrow.
It's
one day to go.
He wanted it at the top of the mountain stage.
Well, there you go.
He's
off the race.
He's worked hard for you all 3 weeks, and you let him down. Madam KV says, can't imagine a Grand Tour without Aussie pros. Dan and Iffy, hope to see Plapp, Vine and Groves and the detour soon. Thanks for the insight and entertainment, fellas. And then she says, Iffy, Plapp has earned 22 beers. All right, we're going to have to get a carton. One for each stage and another for the excellent interviews. You have to get one of those foam eskies, fill it with ice, fill it with beers, and just drop the esky off at the finish line.
All right. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah.
Here's the second batch of interviews you did pre-stage 20.
Good morning, Luke. Here we are for our Plapp report. How are we today, mate?
Last day to go, basically. That's how I'm treating it. We'll try and go through. I'm pretty cooked, mate, but 1 day to go, and yeah, hopefully we can get to Madrid.
I love the way they've whacked the cat one in about 10k after the start.
Yeah, and then about 4 of them to follow it that are exact same. So, no, it's going to be a brutal day, mate. Hopefully I can get through. Look, I'm on my last legs, but hopefully we can get through, and hopefully some stuff happens with the GC race as well. It'd be awesome to see the race come down to that last climb and really split up. But yeah, I'll just be trying to make time cut, to be honest with you today, mate, and see what happens.
Now, our Plapp report. What's going to happen today, mate?
I was wrong. I should have said Mads yesterday. I didn't think he was going to get there. I reckon Remco will go solo over the last climb and win by himself that last 6k today. I reckon he'll just show how dominant he is, and he'll go over that top climb and time trial to the finish line.
Morning, Jai. Well, one big one and then an easy one to go. So getting towards the end of, what number Grand Tour is this for you?
Yeah, I think this is number 6, I think. The 6th one I started, yeah. But yeah, happy to be getting to the end. I think it's been a pretty tough race, and I think everyone's feeling it. And yeah, I'm pretty tired myself, so I'm looking forward to wrapping this one up.
Well, you've got a double whammy for you today because both Baz and I picked you to win, so there you go.
All right, yeah, cheers. Appreciate the support. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting one. Like, for sure, everyone goes all in today, and yeah, hopefully I can be up there in contention for the stage. So, see how it goes.
It's still a fair few minutes. I think my main thing today is to try and win today. That's the main thing I want to try to do. I've got eyes on him, that's for sure. Just to win a stage. If I can win today, that'd be ideal. But like every race, there's two ways. There's the breakaway or there's some of the favourites. I think I could probably shadow a little bit with the favourites, but whether it'll actually work out or not, it would actually have the legs is another question. But it's the last day, and I hope it's a fun stage, and hope I can be up there playing some games.
How does this stage compare to some of the other difficult days we had, like the Sierra Nevada stage and earlier on in the Vuelta?
I think it'll be really interesting with the breakaway because of how hard the climb is at the start, and more or less guys like me and like Jai in that top 10 kind of area going for it. So that's the first difficulty, but I think in the end it's going to be up to Astana. They're going to be searching for the podium, to be honest.
One question about the World Championships. How are you approaching that? Because you got the road race in 2 weeks after the Vuelta finishes. How excited are you to have it at home in Australia?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's not really close to where I live, but it'd be nice to have this in an Australian atmosphere, and I think that it's an open race, so it should be quite a fun one. I hope it doesn't rain. It's been pouring rain every day over there, so I hope it's a clear one.
This is going well for the team right now.
Yeah, yesterday was really good. I mean, Benoit was fucking flying yesterday. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but he was absolutely going. So that was amazing to watch. And for the World Champs, it's gonna be cool having me, Jai, Durbo, Matthews. I think it's gonna be a cool team.
And generally, if I'd offered you the wealth you've had before the race, would you have signed for it?
Probably, yeah. I wanted a little bit more when I first came, but I actually just wasn't really good enough in the first half. So I think, like all Grand Tours, you more or less finish where you deserve, and I think I'm sitting kind of where I deserve to sit.
What's been the most pleasing aspect of it from your point of view?
Time trial was really good, actually. So I'd say maybe the time trial I'd be most stoked about. And also, it's so much less stressful than the tour, so I've actually enjoyed it a lot more.
Just one last one, mate. You've improved as the tour has gone on. You're in really good form. Up Sierra Nevada, you were very strong. This looks like a perfect climb for you as well.
Yeah, it's a good stage for me, but it's a good stage also for Enrique and for Remco and for Lopez. So I think it's going to be quite a cool battle. If I don't have the legs today, I don't have the legs. It doesn't really, it's not going to kill me. I just want to try to be up there to give myself a chance to win today.
For sure, always.
Always, because this is really special, right? This is a historical moment. Could be today for you, for Belgium cycling as well.
Yeah, it's just a stage like all the others, but it's the last real stage, so that makes it a bit more special, and that's why the nerves are a bit higher and the tensions are a bit higher than the past weeks. But yeah. Normally the legs should be the same, so I hope for all the best for me and my team.
So you have probably take a look into the parcours. What could you tell us about this stage today? What is the decisive part, you think?
The start is going to be crucial, and then the second last climb. I think those two are the most dangerous climbs of the day.
And the only thing you are looking out for is the back wheel of Enric Mas today?
As much as possible, yes.
Because attacking is certainly not an option. Just do not take that risk.
It's not needed, but if I can, why not? So we'll see.
All right, there's all the pre-race interviews. Let's take a quick drinks break. Iffy, when we come back, we'll wrap up the Vuelta and we'll run the interview you did with Alistair Fotheringham. So plenty more to come on the detour.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Yeah, massive thanks again to our great mates, Bike Exchange, not just for this Vuelta, but from the inception of the detour. We wouldn't be able to do the show without them. So if you need a road bike, e-bike, mountain bike, gravel bike, you need any bike accessories, there's no excuse. You know where to go, bikeexchange.com.au, Johnny.
Wow, you are up and about tonight.
Coffee from a Whitney Houston cup.
Very good. Yeah, you're spot on there, mate. They're our family, and they support Australia's major sponsor of Australia's only professional cycling team. So, yeah, back them, even if you are watching from England.
That's it. Christopher Stapleton. No relation to Bob, says, John, what did you do for fast recovery when you raced?
Yeah, a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Worked really well. Yeah.
All right. Here's a couple of grabs. Hey, the first grab, it's not Almeida. Is that the...
No.
Who's that rider?
It is Ayuso, the youngster who ran third overall.
Okay. All right. Well, here's Ayuso. Straight off the bat.
Vazzy just got the names mixed up. He's normally pretty good.
You've been stellar, boys. So let's finish it strong. Here's the post-race interviews.
What can we expect in Belgium come Sunday night, Monday, if Remco wins this Vuelta? Euphoria. We saw what happened in Denmark when the Danes won the Tour de France. Can we see something similar?
I'll expect a lot of Belgians drinking a lot of beer on Sunday, but I don't know. The Vuelta hasn't got the same impact as the Tour. That's undeniable. Also because this is like in September, people are working. There's not the same festive atmosphere in September that you have in the winter, but in the summer. But obviously, yeah, everybody will be super excited that after a wait of 44 years, finally a Belgian won a Grand Tour again.
And in a Belgian team.
And in a Belgian team, exactly.
Good ride by you, but also a great ride by the team today. Again with João, with Soler, the whole team making the effort for you. 19 years old in your first Grand Tour.
Yes, I just have to be grateful. No, I think I told the team I was feeling good, so we wanted to go also for the stage, and yeah, they worked perfectly, and then yeah, it's pity that two guys are right in front, and yeah, I won the sprint in the group, but it's meaningless. But yeah, I just have to be happy I'm on the podium in my first Grand Tour with 19 years of age. It's just incredible.
Remco's 22. What do you have to say about his victory here for him?
No, I think he's been the strongest in the race. He's shown it every day, and yeah, I think he deserves to win. And yeah, I wish at 22 years old I also win a Grand Tour.
Juan, does this podium give you any idea about what you can do in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I think this confirms not to the people, but for me that I've proven to myself that I can be a Grand Tour rider, that I can one day win these races, and that's the most important thing.
Well, Luke Clark, you just crossed the line and you've finished your first Grand Tour, mate.
Made it. It was touch and go at the start. Me and Caden got dropped very early before the even first climb even started, but we made it back, and yeah, it was a good day in the end. My legs got a bit better on the last climbs, and we had a nice group to ride into the finish with.
So how special is it to wear the national championship jersey into the finale of your first Grand Tour?
Oh, the whole year, mate. It's been amazing, and I think what makes it even better is when we train. I only wear the orange gear, so every race day I get to put this on. It just adds a bit more. So yeah, I turn up to every race and it just does feel like a race, and it feels really special to be able to wear this because I don't wear it every day. And look, I've tried to get it on TV as much as I could this year, and I haven't got it on TV much here at the Vuelta, but it's a pleasure to be here, mate. And yeah, look, I'm looking forward to January again to try and keep it.
It's been a pleasure chatting to you every day, getting your plat report. Although you did stuff up today, you went for Evenepoel, and who won?
I should have backed my boy. Nah, it was very good for the morale to hear Carapaz got up, mate. That was brilliant. It sounds like Carlos battled all day, but I think we've had a great tour, to be honest, considering everything that's happened and who we've lost. To come away with 3 stages, and for Carlos to be up there on his first Grandy, it's a great result, mate.
Congratulations, brother. Well done, pal.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, there's some great emotion there after the finish line, and here's the post-race reaction from Ilan van Wilder. It was quite emotional. Remco's mum and dad, and Remco Evenepoel.
You must be the proudest dad in the world today.
Well, I think that every dad is proud of his kid, even what he's doing.
How was he as a kid, and is he amazing you today?
No, Remco is a guy who is, when he is focused on something, he goes not for 100% but for 200%. And all the season, he has only one goal, was the Vuelta and Liège. And the 2 goals he has.
What does that mean for Belgium cycling that your son just closed a 44-year-old gap for Belgian cycling?
I don't know, we have to ask in Belgium, because for us, we are happy we are here. We don't know what's happening in Belgium, but I think it's crazy for the moment.
Congratulations, and once again, we love Remco in Australia. We just hope that he will perform well as well, maybe at the World, next couple of weeks.
Yes, he's leaving Monday from Madrid to Paris, to Dubai, Australia, and then let's fingers crossed.
Make sure you enjoy the party with him. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Today, you must be a very, very happy mom.
Yes, I'm the biggest happy mom on the world.
He was always an extraordinary child. Today, you are proud as well.
Yes, but I am all the time proud. But now it's our job. It's the job of the team, and it's very well.
We'll let you enjoy the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was very hard 3 weeks, and we fight every day, and I was speechless.
Why? Where are the emotions coming from?
Because we fought so hard for it, and it's just incredible.
It was so hard today as well, 2 ranges when the pressure was on, right?
Yeah. We had 2 weeks the jersey, so it was not easy for us, but we did it.
This must be emotional, as you said, for you, but for Belgian cycling. Can you explain what this means for Belgian cycling?
Yeah, incredible. It's already a long time ago that we had a big tour winner. So we write Belgian history, but also for our team, it's the first Grand Tour we win, and to be part of this is just incredible.
With a late start tomorrow, it's going to be big celebrations tonight.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Good luck with that. Thank you.
Remco, do you have the feeling of mission accomplished?
Yes, well, I don't know what's going through my head and my body right now. It's amazing. All the critics I got, all the bad comments since for last year. I think I finally delivered, and I answered to everybody with my pedals, and I've been working so hard to come here in the best shape as possible, and to now win this Vuelta is just it's amazing. It's actually my first Grand Tour starting healthy, so I'm really happy to be the first guy to win a Grand Tour for Patrick as a CEO, and again for Belgium, just for my country, for my teammates, and for my parents, for my fiancée, I've been away from home so many hours, so many days, so many weeks, so many months, and now it's just all thanks to them as well. And I was really stressed this morning. Maybe I didn't show it, but I was really stressed. I didn't sleep too much yesterday night because you just know what's coming to you, and it was a super tough stage. But yeah, I'm just super happy that I won La Vuelta.
Tell us, tactically, how did you achieve this today? How did you react to your adversaries?
Just with the legs. I didn't even think about winning a stage. I just wanted to win the general classification, and I only had to follow and control and believe in my power. And in the end, the race was super hard, but we did very well. So I just cannot say anything more, actually.
You said this morning that this was the most important day of your life. Is this now the most beautiful day of your life?
Yes.
But there is more to come.
Sorry?
But there is much more to come.
I hope so. Actually, it's an amazing year, you know. Winning a monument, winning San Sebastian again, winning 2 stages and the GC, and then getting married in the winter. I think it's the best year I can imagine and wish for.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good on you, Remco. You done it, mate. You done it.
Pretty amazing. Yep.
Before we get to Alistair's interview, let's have a chat about the women's Vuelta. And here's the stage results. Iffy, the Italian, Silvia Pasico.
Yes, just Pip Vollering right on the line. One was away. I think it might have been Becky, but it was one of the, maybe even Neil O'Donnell who was away, and they caught them just before the finish. But yeah, I've been busy driving, so I haven't given the ladies the love that they deserve. But I will tomorrow because it finishes here in Madrid. And so I'll make sure that we give it the full love it deserves, because it's a fantastic race. It's been very separate to the men's Vuelta, but coming in to finish here in Madrid tomorrow, so it should be great.
Aussie Alex Manley for Team Box Change Shaker, 15th on the stage. And looking at the GC, Annemiek van Vleuten, she was a red-hot favourite. She's got the chocolates, won by minute 51. So, yeah, it'll be a bit of a procession in there in Madrid tomorrow, Iffy.
Yeah, good ride from Bray Chapman as well. She finished 11th overall, 3:54. Yeah, look, I think Alex Manley will give it a real shake tomorrow in the sprint finish. She's got stacks of speed. Yep.
All right. Now, we've got the interview. What do you want to say before we go?
Well, he wrote this. This is the Steve Cummings book, The Break. Life as a Cycling Maverick. I've only just started reading it. It is sensational. Now, he ghost wrote this for Steve, and Steve is an amazing character, but he did spend some time with Cadell, and I won't give much away, but I'll say it this: he's not Cadell's biggest fan.
Why is that?
Well, you have to read the book to find out, won't you?
Jeez, good plug. All right, his interview with...
I haven't read it myself. It's just a highlight in there, so I'm looking forward to it.
You just heard and you go, oh, okay.
I heard.
Details.
I heard. That's right.
All right, well, here's the interview he did with journo and author Alistair Fotheringham.
Well, here we are in Talavera de la Arena. Pretty good Spanish for me. Start of stage 19, and yeah, it's going to be a fairly tough day. I'm sitting here with a guy I've bumped into over the last 20 odd years at bike races, Alistair Fotheringham. Now, yeah, I've done 20-something Tours de France. I think you've been on every one, but this is my first Vuelta. How many Vueltas have you done, mate?
Well, full Vueltas, I've done 20, this is my 22nd. I actually did my first one in 1992, that was a bit off and on, but like start to finish, A to Z from 2000 onwards. Roberto Ara's first one, actually. Before that, I was kind of like, I was working as a journalist, but it was very much a sort of on-off thing. I'd do the Tour, I'd do the Vuelta, then I'd do a lot of teaching actually, and then I'd come back into it again, so it was very kind of on-off. But from 2000 I got a full-time contract, and I was working all the time in cycling.
Now, I know you're working for Cycling News now, but you've worked for just about everybody in the bike game. But you live in Spain, so you obviously have a special attraction to Spain.
Yeah, for Spain, for sure, and for the Vuelta a España. I mean, I came to Spain in long time ago, 1988, 1999, something like that. Working as a teacher, and then I started working as a journalist as well, combined the two, and eventually got full-time into journalism. But yeah, I've been living in Spain all my life. Done a lot of foreign correspondent work here as well for different newspapers, and Al Jazeera as well. I've been writing for quite a lot recently. Did a lot of their stuff about the pandemic here, which is really hard to write about. Lots of stuff going on there, and also cycling. Cycling Weekly, Cycle Sport back in the day. Then moved on to Cycling News in 2012.
There is no doubt we're going to have to get you to call in and do a podcast with Dan Jones and myself, because
happy to.
It'd be a lot of fun, but in the middle of the Vuelta, we can't give it its due deserts, so to speak, because I'd love to talk to you about the books you've written. But you've just finished writing one on Steve Cummins, who's had an amazing career. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was basically, I was ghostwriting it. I was me and Steve sat down over the period of, it actually ended up being 3 years because of the pandemic. There was a bit of a delay in the middle. And it's his autobiography called The Break. Very interesting guy, because he was never, as he would freely admit, the best in any one particular field, but he used his box, he used his head. He knew how to get into situations where he could find himself in a very kind of welcome, sorry, I was saying very welcome for the coffee. Very welcome, very very good place to fight for the breakaway. And he got 2 Tour stage wins, stage win in the Vuelta actually 2012, 10 years ago, and a national title as well on the time trial and the road, all in the space of 4 days. Interesting guy.
You also wrote books on some of my heroes, Ocaña, who tragically committed suicide. We won't go into that because that is so much to talk about when we next get you on. And it's called Reckless, but also Bahamontes, Federico Bahamontes, Eagle of Toledo, also one of my heroes when I was
young. Really? He's a great guy. Absolute cracker.
So we'll talk about that later time, but my first Vuelta, I've fallen in love with Spain, but I've fallen in love with this bike race. It's been an amazing race this year. What are your thoughts, mate?
About the race this year? It's definitely been a very special one. I mean, we starting off in Holland with such a huge response there from the public, and the defending champion Primož Roglič racing on home soil for his team, at least for Jumbo-Visma. That was a very exceptional start. It just hasn't stopped. It hasn't slowed down. I think that's what I like about this Vuelta. Even when we've lost Primož at the beginning of this week, it was a real shame. There's never really been a dull day, a day when you thought, this is getting a bit sort of sleepy. There's always been something to look at, something to enjoy, and that's been great, really good. Yeah.
Of course, for us, it was a bit tragic yesterday, losing Jay Vine, who's been such a breath of fresh air, not just in this Vuelta, but in cycling in general. To the way he's come into the sport is mind-blowing, really. And to step up to this level in a seriously hard Grand Tour, it's been inspiring.
That's one of the things I like about the recent developments in the Vuelta. When I started on it, it was a very big event, but a very, very Spanish event. Most of the media interest was very, very Spanish. There'd be 2 or 3 foreign journalists like myself and a couple of guys, someone from L'Equipe, Rupert Guinness, I believe, came on it a couple of times. But, sporadically. And in Spain, it was massive. It's a bit like the Tour of Portugal is now in Portugal. Everybody knew about it in Portugal. Outside of Spain, the Vuelta was a little bit like the third. It was like the weird sister, of the 3. It was like the sort of the little brother or something that never really got it together, of the Grand Tours. And then gradually it got less and less popular in Spain because of the economic crisis, essentially. It ran out of money. In the noughties, 2000s, it was definitely on a very, very dodgy wicket. But then it's kind of like built up again since about 2012 and become a lot more international. So it's reaching similar levels of popularity. Not so much in Spain, I'd say, but abroad, it's got a really big, like, international feel, such as your good self. This is, like.
Yeah, just cut off at the end there. Was there more interview? But
well, it went a bit further than that. We did. It got cut off. I thought a bit fraction further than that. I think you might have pushed your button again. But
what did you say after that?
No, I did go in a bit because the Queen had just died, but we didn't go with that.
So apologies, I stuffed his name up as well. It was not Alistair, it's Alastair, is it?
Alistair with a D, yes. Well, Vazzy stuffed it up first, but I corrected it, but you went with the... Sorry, Vaz.
Well, you expect that on the detour. All right, well, thanks again, guys, for all the support throughout the entire year, and there's plenty more racing to come. Keep supporting the show, youtube.com/Detour podcast. Click the like, share, and subscribe button. We'll be back again at 6:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the Vuelta. Iffy?
Yes, I've just arrived in Madrid, and it is an amazing city. But I haven't had time for dinner. So Vazzy's gone out and he's scouting around, found a lovely restaurant, evidently. So I'm about to go back there now. But I'll tell you what is crazy over here is the amount of food delivery guys on motorbikes, motor scooters, on ordinary scooters. They're everywhere. I've just been skittled, I don't know how many times. It's taken over the world.
And also, what amazed me living in Girona is a lot of restaurants don't open until 8:30 at night. Yep. Everything happens like late. I remember seeing kids playing in a park at like midnight, like with their family, just 4-year-old kids swinging on swings. I'm going, what? Where am I? It's the siestas. They love it.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. We'll see you again tomorrow, Iffy, to wrap up the 2022 for Vuelta España. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Belgians out there on the course.
Put my money, yes, I put my money on Caden Groves tomorrow. Hopefully he's recovered. He was a bit buckled at the finish today as well, but he's seriously quick. And this is a stage that suits him down to the ground. So everyone's putting their money on Mads Pedersen, but I reckon Caden will flick him.
Luke Plapp.
It's a lock-in, Plappy.
I'll have a lock-in for a post-stage beer interview tomorrow, mate.
It's a lock-in for sure, mate.
Yeah. All right. Well, look forward to it tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you again.